Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing about some distilleries and breweries limited, right? So first few minutes, let us try and understand the business model. So the first thing first, if you look at the company, just by the name itself, you can understand it is an alcohol company, right? And there are two things that they do. One is beer, and the other is IMFL. If you look at their revenues, also the majority part is coming from beer ka sale only. And if you look at the beer, they manufacture and they sell their own beers. And there are two beer brands, sorry, not two, but there are three beer brands that are very popular. One is Hunter, one the other is Blackfort and Powercool, right? So these are the three main beer brands that they have. And the other is the IMFL category, where they do all this vodka and rum, which is a very small portion. The other category of revenues where they do this bottling, or like, how do I put this, like a third party contract manufacturing for other companies. One of the companies that they do is Radico Khaitan. They're doing it in their Karnataka plant. Recently they've started, but it is a very, very small portion, nothing. But the significant portion, the significant part of the revenue comes from by selling beer, making and manufacturing and selling their own beer. Like I told you, three beer brands: Hunter, Powercool, and Blackfoot. Okay. Now they're already there in like states such as Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Odisha, Delhi, UP, and Jharkhand. Now, one of the important things, if you see here, right, you would have seen there's a lot of limelight for some distilleries and breweries. Although it is a very small, it is a company based out of Bhopal. And why is that case is because you are seeing a lot of volume growth. Okay. One is that. The second is they're doing a lot of capex. They're in an expansion mode, like none another. They're going into new states. More distribution is happening, right? And capex is also going well. And on top of that, if you look at the pace of growth, their company has been growing at 60% for I think a few quarters, and this has been really, really, really phenomenal. Okay. So first, let us go and see what has been the result. Actually, it is another quarter. If you see that the top line has grown by 68%, like a whooping. Can you imagine? The sales has grown by 68% and the PAT grew by 80%. Okay, this is on a year-on-year basis, and even the EBITDA is around 48%. Not comparing QQ, because Q2 is a lean season, and Q2 में बारिश होता है, and बारिश के वजह से people do not drink a lot, and usually the sales are a bit lean. The another thing is also, usually here, uh, beer is usually consumed a lot more in the summer seasons, right? So monsoons में थोड़ा उनका sales affect होता है on a QOQ basis, and that is the seasonality. So not going to compare QOQ, ठीक है? But even if you look, right, it is a whooping 68% is no joke for this company to be growing. So what are they doing so differently? We'll figure it out. The most important thing, right? Whenever you talk about, अगर आप देखते हो top line, there are two things to consider. One is your volume growth, and the other one is your value growth. ठीक है? If you look at the volume growth of the company, right, if you have to look the two categories that are there, that is a beer and then the IMFL. Beer grew by a whooping 40.5%. The volume growth, I'm telling, not value growth or anything, just the volume growth has been 40.5%. Can you believe it? And agar aap IMFL ka dekhte ho, that is Indian made foreign liquor, even that has grown by 43.7%. Unbelievable, right? Like absolutely, like 40% volume growth is no joke. Now agar aap unka product में specific में जाते हो, right? Like for example, like I told you, they have three important brands: Hunter, Blackfort, and Powercool, right? These are the three important beer brands. वहाँ पर भी, if you look at Hunter, the volume growth of Hunter has been around 24.24%. अगर आप Blackfort का देखते हो, the volume growth has been 36.7%. And Powercool का अगर आप देखते हो, the volume growth has been 40%. I think 39 something, 39 to 40%. Okay, so all the three brands also have been growing at a very high double digits, right? And अगर आप उनका other brands देखते हो, like the small brands that are there, such as Woodpecker भी एक brand है उनका, that has they have sold around 2 lakh cases. But although having said that, can you just, I don't know if people can understand the impact, like having a 40% growth in volume is no joke, right? So why, what has been this company doing is because, like I told you, right now they're in a lot of expansion mode. Like they're going into new states. They're catching the distribution there, and right, India is a very large country. As much as you can increase your distribution, put up a lot more eyeballs, and then boom, you have it. You can get your volume growth over there. Okay, so even not just agar aap distribution ka dekhte ho, if you have to increase at this fast pace, you have to also do your capex, right? Earlier agar aap dekhte ho, unka jo capex tha, or if you were seeing, like I told you, they were mainly in this Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and everything. I think if you look at the market share that is there, until if I have to take until Q2, 18 point, उनका market share I think in Karnataka is around 18.5%, and I think in Odisha it is 13%, and they've been operational in Delhi for around 6 months, and that is 11%, and MP में उनका है around 43%. ठीक है. So these people are hardly operating in 4 states, and they have a lot more state to go. Recently, what they did is they got a permission to enter into Rajasthan and to sell their products in Rajasthan. So right now, going forward, Rajasthan se bhi sale aayega, right? The other thing is like they want to go into Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Kerala also they've never entered. So these are the other places that, so more the number of places that they go, again the volume growth can increase from here also. Okay. Now let us go into the capex and distribution. Mein kya kar rahe, okay? Like I told you, they already have a plant in Karnataka in Hassan, okay, and this plant has around I think around 90 liters of capacity, right? The Karnataka plant has around 90 liters of capacity. What has happened is, as you know, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are really close by each other, and there is a lot of demand in the state of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. Okay? So the current facility that is there, it is not able to cater to this demand, right? First is Kerala, where they're not even there in the presence. They want to establish the presence in Kerala, and Puducherry right now it is there. The demand is there, but whatever it is, they're not being able to serve it from the Karnataka facility, right? So to make the operations easier for them in terms of logistics and also to cater to the demand, right? What they're doing is they're increasing the capacity in the Karnataka plant, right? So right now they have around 90 liters of capacity. They're adding extra 60 liters and taking the total capacity to around 1.5 lakh. 1.5 crore. Okay, 1.5 crore. Taking the total capacity of 1.5 crore. Sorry, I might have made a mistake. They have a 90 lakhs capacity right now, and they're adding around 60 lakhs more of capacity. So the total capacity after this capex will be 1.5 cr, and this expansion is I think going to cost them around 70 to 75 c. That is happening here in terms. The other thing is, like I told you, Rajasthan they got a permission to sell beer and IMFL, that is their Indian made foreign liquor. The other thing is like they have got also, like earlier they were targeting to get into Chhattisgarh and the whole that area, but right now they've also got in Q2 they've got a permission to sell the beer and commence. How do I tell you, the first batch has also been dispatched over here. So can you see like the things that are happening? Ek ho gaya unka, like if you have to just see the checklist, right? Unka sales growth bhi ho raha hai, tick mark. PAT growth bhi tick mark. Sales growth mein agar aap dekhte ho, volume growth and value growth wo bhi ho raha hai, tick tick tick. Agar aap dekhte ho, demand is also very strong for their product. Otherwise, if the demand is not that strong, you wouldn't have seen itna volume growth. If the demand is not there, why will the company do itna capex and itna distribution? Agar aap dekhte ho, capex or distribution bhi ho raha hai, because you will need, because until now whatever the capacity is there, it will only cater to this growth. Going forward they will need to do even more capex now to cater to the distribution. So even that is also happening. Can you see all the things that is there is being like check, right? Like as of now you can see that there is nothing wrong. Okay? And not just that, agar aap dekhte ho, right, in terms of like, see, one of the problems with any alcohol company is they are very much dependent on the state, because every state ka ek exercise duty hota hai. Okay? That is always going to be there. Like for some states, if you see, there is free pricing, which means what the company only can decide what could be the pricing. For the other states, what happens, the state will decide what will be the price of the product. Here kya hota hai, they cannot increase the price as per their will and wish. Okay? So right now in Karnataka kya hua hai, like the tax for the alcohol has been raised. As a result, of course, agar aap tax raise karte ho, so even the company will also raise their prices na. Is price raise ke wajah se kya ho sakta hai, aapka thoda consumer would fall back from buying your products, and thoda hichkicha sakta hai, right? And uske wajah se volume affect ho sakta hai. But having said that, the tariff agar aap dekhte ho, it is not in the beer category, which is their most important one. Wahan pe agar aap, due to the tax raise, they have increased the price around 5 to 10 rupees. So it is not a lot of it. So you will not see any impact going forward in terms of beer. So the impact in volume is not there. But in case of IMFL, there could be a small impact. There could be an impact because IMFL means zyada, the price hike has been a lot more. So that is another thing. Okay? The last thing I would like to highlight is, agar aap dekhte ho, recently, like I told you, right, the Karnataka plant, they're increasing the capacity from 90 to 1.5 C, right? Like they're adding another 60 lakhs of capacity. Here, the Karnataka government has given them the permission. I think this update came around 10 days ago, that the Karnataka government has given given them a green flag, like, yes, go ahead, increase your capacity, and they've given them the permission to supply the alcohol from Karnataka to the states of Tamil Nadu, and UT, that is the Union Territory Puducherry, right? That is what they have done. Other than that, also they, in terms of, like, like I told you, contract manufacturing jo hai, that is a very small segment. And in terms of contract manufacturing, agar aap dekhte ho, they have started this contract manufacturing for canteen stores in Jammu and Punjab. It is a very initial project, very early to be commenting on that. Usme kuch nahi ho raha hai. Other than that, agar aap dekhte ho, they wanted to establish a plant in Rajasthan and Maharashtra. So Maharashtra ka plant, it will, it is going on according to the track. And Rajasthan, they will see, how the plan, how do I put this, how the plan progresses. But the most important thing here is right now is, the focus is on this Karnataka plant to increase the capacity. And because at full capacity, I think it will add around 270 crores in revenue from this plant alone. Okay. The other thing is, the last thing is, in terms of agar aap dekhte ho, like, EBITDA has been a bit muted, right? The gross EBITDA margin has been bit muted. That is because agar aap dekhte ho, beers ka jo hai, there are three important raw materials. एक होते हैं barley, ENS और glass bottle. अगर आप देखते हो, barley का price has been corrected like 5 to 7% from the top, ठीक है? And from last year, I think it no, not 5 to 7%, around 15% it has corrected. Whereas the glass is still not corrected that much. That is why you will see that like the gross margin is a bit muted. But having said that, अगर आपको 40% volume growth है and there is a good amount of operating leverage, I think it's absolutely fine, right? The last thing is, the important thing I would like to tell is, like, see, every time whenever you do, like I told you, right, so mein abhi tak kuch nahi problem hua hai. Top line is there, bottom line is there, operating leverage, demand bhi hai, volume growth hai, value growth bhi hai. Like I told you, because the tariff ki wajah se they were able to pass on the price also, no impact over there too, take care. And because impact, we have to see, the first and foremost thing is in the beer portfolio, right? Because beer is the most important category for them. They're also nothing, right? Demand is also very strong. So everything that if you see, right, there is a check mark, absolutely no problem. The another thing is, like, agar aap dekhte ho ki, like, unka jo guidance jo hai, earlier they told that the company is I think they were targeting a top line of around 1000 crores, and right now they're targeting it to, like, I think 1200 crores. Like, they have increased the guidance also. So yeah, earlier guidance was around 1000 crores for this year, FY23-24, but right now they've increased the guidance to 1200 crores, from 1000 to 1200 crores. And I think FI iske pehle FI agar aap FY22-23, right, so financial year 23 ka top line tha 807 crores, and they targeted from 807 se hum log 1000 crore karenge is saal mein. But right now, as of Q2, like H1 ke results ke baad, the company has told we will increase from 1000 to hamara target hai 1200 crores. So overall, even here also, like, you see, increase in guidance is a good thing for an investor, but because indirectly you're coming and telling ki, like, bro, listen, going forward growth rate isse bhi zyada badega, right? So that is a good and positive sign, right? So all in all, great thing, nothing to complain in terms of the result, nothing to complain in terms of the con call. Everything was going on great until, of course, not everything can go hunky dory, right? So after this, there are two problems that came for the company, right? You would have also wondered, agar aap dekhte ho stock uska, just look at the stock also of Som Distilleries, in spite of such a wonderful result. I think, in fact, if you look at the entire alcohol segment, agar aap dekhte ho Sula, Tilaknagar, and Som, United Spirits, Radico Khaitan, nobody has even comes close to the top line that Som Distillery has done. In fact, it is one of the few companies, I think, in Q2 that has had a very stunning earnings growth and the top line growth, right? And combined with that, you're getting this amount of operating leverage. Like I told you, right, there is not even one thing in terms of Som that was wrong, right? Very stunning result, 60% ka top line, 40% ka volume growth, right? Overall, a great result. So now here is the thing, right? In spite of that, you would have seen that the stock is not moving anywhere, right? It is going sideways. Why is that? Because now two important problems have come up, right? One is the income tax department has gone in, they have put, they went and they did a raid on this company. As of now, of course, they haven't found anything, having said that, right? But there is also no clarification as to, like, कि like kya hua hai iske baad. The income tax, like, the only update from the company has been, like, that they are helping the officials figure out, helping the officials and providing all the support. But having said that, it still is an overhang. Unlike agar aap dekhte ho Yatharth ka income tax ka raid jo hua tha, it happened before the con call, like before the Q2 ka con call it happened. And by the time the management came to do a con call, the issue was resolved. And that and kya bolte, and the company had given a statement ki, like, the income tax people came, but they didn't find anything, so all in all good. So they got a green sheet there, although yatharth ka bhi income tax ka raid hua tha. Here the company is yet to receive a green sheet ki, like, there is nothing wrong here, whatever with the income tax department, they didn't find anything. So that remains to be one overhang in the business, a big red flag. The other red flag is, agar aap dekho, some distilleries wanted to raise QIP, right? They wanted to raise money via QIP for their capex, or for whatever reasons they wanted to do it. Of course, right? If you want to see, think about this also. The company has been growing at 60%. Itna volume growth bhi kar raha hai. To sustain this kind of volume growth, and they have to expand, they need money. That is why they were doing the QIP. Now here is the thing, uska QIP bhi nahi hua, and this also continues to be a red flag, because you tell me, why is that we are in a bull market. एक रेजिंग बुल मार्केट में एक रेजिंग बुल मार्केट में जब एक कंपनी इतना अच्छा करता है, राइट, तो लाइक लिटरली कंपनी को ऑपरेशंस में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लाइक टॉप लाइन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इतना अच्छा वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ है, केपेक्स कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाई डिड द क्यूआईपी नॉट हैपन, राइट? लाइक व्हाट, लाइक I mean, it still continues to be a question, like, because अगर आप देख तो ethos का QIP, ethos also wanted money उसका expansion करने के लिए, और ethos को I think 175 crore का QIP तो easily हो गया without any, like, without, like, आराम से हो गया था. The company told, you're doing a QIP, next minute you got an update on the BIC ki, like, QIP has been done successfully. Whereas right now here, like, why, I mean, what did the investors find that they were not willing to do? I mean, I think this was one of the questions asked by analyst also कि, like, QIP के वजह से कुछ भी impact हो सकता है कि नहीं, and the management ने घुमा फिरा के बोला कि, like, there wouldn't be any impact because of the QIP, and this QIP money was very much essential for their, like I told you, right, महाराष्ट्र में भी एक plant बन रहा है उनका, right? So the management has told कि, like, is the capex of this plant will not be impacted because of this क्या बोलते हैं, इस QIP का पैसा ना मिलने से, that will not happen. जो भी होगा, greenfield expansion या acquiring a unit in Maharashtra will not be delayed just because this QIP has not happened. So both of these things continues to be a overhang on this business as of now. I think it is something we'll have to wait and watch until Q3 कि, like, is income tax के वजह से, like, if there is anything that has come out of income tax, if there is any discrepancy that is found. And the second thing, the most important thing to look out for in the next result is, you would have seen कि, like, until now soap has been growing by 60%, right, overall the top line. Next quarter you'll have to go and see कि, like, maybe because this QIP didn't happen, they didn't get enough cash, probably the growth, I mean, the pace at which the company, like I always keep telling you, pace of growth jo hota hai, the pace at which this company was growing, that 60%, that could fall and be, probably around, God knows what, it could be 20, could be 30, could be 40, could be 50. So hopefully, this entire QIP ka journey ke wajah se, there is no impact on the operation, there is no impact on the pace of growth of the business, there is no impact on the top line earnings of the business. That is the most important thing to look out for in Q3, right? Having said that, that is that about the business. I think I've covered everything. Like I told you, great business, but these two problems continues to be something to look out for, and to see how it progresses in Q3. Having said that, that's that about some distilleries, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.